So today we're going to chat with the Instagram creator of Mera Wala Shrink, who believes that an open communication is all it takes to live a simpler life. She's embarking on her post-graduation in psychiatry and she is a frontier in destigmatizing mental health. So let's welcome Dr. Anjalee Nagda, a painter, an avid reader, and my sweet cousin who is here to contribute to our channel's mission. Hi Anjali. So tell us, which book are you going to review and why is it so important for you to share this book with all of us today?
Hello everyone. Thank you Mauni for such a sweet introduction. I hope all of you are healthy and safe. So today I'll be sharing with you this book called The Gifts of Imperfection by Dr. Brené Brown. This book came to me when I was really struggling with the question that how do I actually love myself? What steps do I need to follow to be myself? That's when I read the tagline which says, let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you really are. I thought maybe authenticity has to do something with being yourself or loving yourself. And after reading the book, let me tell you, authenticity has to play a major role in loving yourself. So Brené in this book says that when you are okay with sharing your story with the world, or when you're okay with being imperfect, or let the world see your flaws, what you're made up of, your real authentic self, when you're okay with being vulnerable and fearful, in that moment, in that situation, you are exercising these gifts of imperfection known as the courage, compassion and connection. You're really exercising these gifts when you are okay with owning your story.
That's interesting. So would you like to tell us something more about who the writer of the book is?
Yes, definitely. So, Dr. Brené Brown is a researcher, professor, an author, and a mother of two. She's researched shame, vulnerability, and fear for more than 10 years of her entire life. She's taken thousands of interviews and written the book I Thought It Was Just Me. So, after taking these interviews, she was left with this group of people who were living these amazing and inspired lives, and she wondered, what do these people do to live these lives? And that's when this book took birth, The Gifts of Imperfection. It's actually a guidebook to an wholehearted living. So every chapter there's a guide post which Brené has written, and it's a journey to an wholehearted living. And after every chapter there's a small exercise which says digging deep. Now digging deep means that suppose you're doing an exercise and you have to do this 20 reps and you do 15, and for this 5 reps you push yourself harder and harder. That is digging deep. So by dig, the word Brené means D is getting deliberate, I is getting inspired, and G is get going. So after every chapter, Brené shares her own personal exercises with us and encourages us to do the same. Also, in the chapter called Authenticity, Brené has written this wonderful, beautiful thing. Okay, so let me share that with you. She says that we don't claim shame. We are actually afraid of getting ashamed. We are actually afraid of getting rejected, being called out or not fitting in. And that is why we keep hustling constantly to be perfect. We have this own judgmental side and perfectionist side, which has come up because of this constant hustle of not feeling ashamed, not wanting to feel ashamed. And that is why authenticity and practicing authenticity is so very important and so very fruitful in this journey of wholehearted living.
Wow. So tell me, have you highlighted some of your favorite parts of the book? And if so, would you mind reading it to all of us here?
Oh yes, surely. The entire book was worth highlighting, but I do have two personal favorite quotes. I'll read it out to you. So the first one is from the chapter called Belonging. Belonging is the innate human desire to be part of something larger than us. Because this yearning is so primal, we often try to acquire it by fitting in and by seeking approval, which are not only hollow substitutes for belonging but often barriers to it. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self acceptance. And this other quote is from the chapter called Authenticity. Brené says that choosing authenticity means cultivating the courage to be imperfect, to set boundaries, and to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Choosing authenticity means exercising the compassion that comes from knowing that we are all made of strength and struggle, and nurturing the connection and the sense of belonging that can only happen when we believe that we are enough.
So tell me, what lessons have you learned from this book and how have you applied this in your life?
Oh, yes. Reading this book, the entire process was so therapeutic and refreshing for me. But there are these personal little lessons that I would like to share with you all. I do this one thing whenever I have to post a picture on Instagram or any social media platform or put up a story. I ask 10 different people what are their opinions about the picture. Do I look good? Or the filter looks good. Am I good enough in the picture? But while reading this book, I felt like, why do I need their opinions and approvals before posting up a picture? Why am I even seeking that validation if I am comfortable putting up that picture, if I am comfortable doing whatever action that I want to? And from that point of realization, I'm consciously trying to be courageous or be a little vulnerable at the same time while putting up my pictures. Just doing that makes me feel a little empowered. The other thing I would like to share with you all is, Brené says she has shared these ideas of authenticity, joyful, play, spiritual, creativity, and compassion, self-compassion. And she says you have to be vigilant or be conscious and mindful while practicing these ideas daily in every situation in your life. They are not some stages which you can achieve one day and then you are at it. They have to be cultivated slowly, a bit by bit, and it's a long and slow process, and you have to enjoy yourself through the process. And this idea has just made me realize that every day, every moment, every decision that we make, there are so much of us involved in that decision, and we really need to be mindful about the entire situation that we are in. And it's just mind-blowing how she explains it and how she writes it in the book.
Wow, that was insightful. So tell me, Anjali, who would you recommend this book to?
You know what, actually I think everyone should read this book. This book is such a gem. I really think everyone should read, but specifically if you ask me, I would really want people like who are going through marriage or divorce or death of a loved one or say breakup. I really feel like they need something like this.
Why do you think it is important to cultivate the culture to read in our society today?
Reading takes me to places and meet people which I can otherwise never be or never meet. Reading is such a therapeutic space for me. It helps me know myself better. Helps me form an opinion. And yeah, it feels very meditative when I'm reading. So I think everyone should at least try to read.
So Anjali, tell me, what is your vision with Mera Wala Shrink?
So Mera Wala Shrink is a platform where I wish to enable people to talk freely, to be vulnerable consciously, and to just say and feel whatever they want to, whatever they are comfortable in it, without the fear of being judged by their own selves, without the fear of being judged by anybody else. And furthermore, we aim to talk beyond labels and diagnosis and mental illnesses. Like we really want to see mental health as an holistic approach, just like overall well-being of an individual.
Absolutely. I'm sure our viewers are definitely going to check this book out. All the very best to you, Anjali, for Mera Wala Shrink. It's truly a platform to communicate and to learn the correct emotional vocabulary.
Thank you very, very much, Mauni, for giving me this opportunity and trusting in me to review this book, Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. Please like, share and subscribe to Psychiatry and keep watching our channel for more mind-blowing videos. Just keep watching.
I'm sure you like this video. Anjalee has done a brilliant job at luring us into reading this book, as we all are pretending or fitting in at some point or another in our lives. So do check out the book, do like our channel, and do check out Mera Wala Shrink. I will put all the details in the description box below.
With a little heart and art, you can nurture your mind.